And welcome everybody to the Huddle, KGUD9's weekly streaming sports talk show. I'm Jason Barr, joined by Pat Parris. Pat, good afternoon. How are you?
Doing well. Good start to the season. We're off and running. And boy, some wild stuff happening in college football. So it was a good weekend.
Good start for Arizona on offense, certainly with a 61-39 win over New Mexico. And the T-Mac, Tedero McMillan's 4 touchdown catches. He is the AP top 25 or the AP National Player of the Week. He was the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week, school record, 304 yards receiving. So certainly a great performance by him. That's the glass half full. The glass that's a little half empty is, the defense definitely with some issues, giving up a ton of yards to New Mexico. The Lobos calling it afterwards an historic offensive performance against Arizona, Pat.
Well, I think we all knew going into this season, the only area that Arizona had lost a significant, part of what they had last year was that defensive front four, and I think that was the area that they were going to have to make some adjustments and figure out what personnel worked. They were running guys in and out of there. They were trying to make combinations. I thought that certainly the second half they played much better than they did the first half. Did they ever completely get it right? No, but remember one thing, Jason. And this is an old coaching adage, and I think it holds true almost always, and that's the biggest improvement a team makes is from week 1 to week 2. And I thought clearly New Mexico offensively made a big jump from week 1 to week 2. Arizona didn't have a game under their belt. I expect them to improve defensively, especially the defensive front, from week 1 to week 2, albeit against NAU, which is obviously a step backwards and down from New Mexico in quality. So maybe we'll see the fruits of that improvement coming up against K-State a week and a half from now, the third game of the season.
16 missed tackles by the defense, the Arizona defense, against a group of 5 talent. It's a little concerning what happens when they face a Big 12 team and a bigger, stronger offense. That's too many missed tackles. It's not a defense that looked like the defense in either the Alamo Bowl or in the Territorial Cup game against the Sun Devils.
Yeah, no, there's no question. And it's a concern, Jason, but I don't think it's week 1. I don't know why we're spending so much time on this when we have the greatest offensive performance by a wide receiver in Arizona history, and probably one of the top 5 performances in NCAA history. And we're going to worry about the defense. It's a concern.
We should talk more about McMillan. 304 yards, 1 yard away from that 5th touchdown. You wanted him to see him get it.
I know. It was like that, Jason.
Yeah, one of them here, this one we're looking at, that's a defender falling down. Brent Brennan today said in the news conference that the one that was most impressive was when he went across the field and then stormed past the whole team. I think that was that was the best.
And this is great too. This is what he can do too, Jason. In small space, he can still make guys miss. Mm-hmm. And we saw the run after the catch is just, I think that's what sets him apart now from a lot of these other top flight receivers in the country. Is you now have this game film where you see what he can do when things get jammed up a little bit. He still gets open. He still finds a way. He's got enough speed to get open. And that's another thing, Jason, that always impresses me about him. And it did last year too. It wasn't just this year and one game this year. It's that the guy's always open. There are receivers and you're like, how can he never get open? Well, because he's got speed, he's got quick. Tedero McMillan is always open. And it's just a matter of whether or not you have time to find him in that seam of a zone, or you give him enough time to separate from the man coverage, but he's always open.
He doesn't even need to be that open because he can go out and get in the 50
that's true too.
Ball. Yeah. But he was also single covered against New Mexico, and there was no adjustment later in the game, right? They never put 2 guys on him, and barely did he have the defensive back who was guarding him have any safety help. How do you think teams are going to cover McMillan here going forward after what he just did against New Mexico?
You're right about one thing. They never double teamed him, but they did try to play a little zone occasionally, and it was the one you texted me too. T-Mac ended up beating there was a defensive lineman that was supposed to peel off and get the short zone with him. And then there was supposed to be a safety. The safety abandoned his position. T-Mac got behind the defensive lineman within 3 steps, and he was wide open, but Fafita couldn't get him the ball. Teams are going to probably try to zone cover him better. I don't know that you can. How can you afford to double team T-Mac and leave. We know they have other receivers and tight ends and a run game that will chew up a defense if they're going to spend two guys spread out wide on one side of the field. I think it's just a matchup problem with the offense. I think Tetero McMillan starred in that game. There are going to be games where he doesn't star like he obviously like he did in that game, but he is going to take so much time, effort, energy, and manpower on defense away from stopping other players that other players are going to have great games too.
Another player who had a really good game for Arizona, and this was supposed to be kind of like a feel-good, cute story going into the year, but turned out to be a little bit more of that in week one, is fullback Caden Luke. Here's a guy who was not recruited at all practically by colleges, despite being one of the top high school players in Arizona last year, helped CDO win a state championship as a running back. He's very strong and he's built tough, but he's probably only 5'8". He's listed as 5'11". But he's not 5'11", and he was the lead block on 2 touchdowns. I think he blocked for 3 touchdowns. And what I'd be interested to know, Pat, is with some of the uncertainties with the offensive line here, could he be back there as a fullback helping to protect Fafita's blindside if he's really that good of a blocker? Because he wasn't plowing big linebackers out of the way, but he was certainly finishing his blocks on Saturday.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if you're gonna put him in passing situations necessarily. I think what you're going to see is more what you saw there. First of all, an athlete's an athlete, Jason, whether you're 5'8" and probably too small to play regularly in a college game or not, he's an athlete. And we all knew that at CDO, and he proved that there, and he proved it again the other night when we saw him make some great blocks. And I think it is a great story in the sense that you ask him to do whatever you need to do, and he's going to do it. And that's Caden Luke. And he's probably a little small to be a running back, but he's not too small to be because he's so just powerful. He's a great blocker. I think they found a role for him. I think they'll probably use him in that sense. And I think you asked a question after the game to Brent Brennan, and that is, are there other ways you can use him? Or you were talking about Speedy Luke, I think is what you were talking about. But
I asked one of the running backs about Caden Luke, and then I asked Brent Brennan about Speedy Luke.
Yeah. And
somebody came up to me right afterwards and said, "Hey, I'm really glad you asked that because I don't think they're using him right either." Well, I swear to God, somebody said that to me.
And we might as well transition and talk about that too. Is you've now got, you'll have to look at the depth chart, but in a lot of ways, is Speedy Luke now third on the depth chart? And that's, you might scratch your head a little bit. In fact, yeah, he's even fourth really on the depth chart. Krosky Merritt, Conley, Riscano, I don't know how you say, I've never even saw him on the field, but number 3, and then Rayshon Speedy Luke. So I guess it's an abundance of wealth at that position. At times we saw Krosky Merritt do well. We saw Conley do well at times.
Yeah, but there's things that Luke can do that the other backs can't.
And that's why I think your question to Brent Brennan was correct in the sense that, almost pushing him to don't you think you could line him up maybe in the slot occasionally too? If you're not going to use him as an every down running back, or at least, in that rotation more often than you did Saturday night, couldn't you find a place for him as a slot receiver and use that, get him the ball that way?
And think about how that would help with T-Mac, especially as he starts to get double teamed and faces more coverage. If you've got to also worry about a guy who's the fastest player on the field, nothing again, I'm sure T-Mac, we know how fast he is, but Rayshon Luke is nicknamed Speedy Luke for a reason, right? Yeah. This is a guy who's probably the fastest player on the field for either team, and a defense now has to worry about him in the slot. To me, he's maybe a third down back, but he's got to be on the field as a receiver a little bit. And I don't mean 2 touches like last time where it was like, okay, here's your 2 touches in the third quarter, and then that's it. That wasn't it.
And don't forget too, wide receiver wise, Lamonius Craig really never got involved, and he will. I mean, he'll be a guy you'll have to go to. Montana Lamonius Craig when T-Mac gets, as you said, double teamed, or they figure out a way to at least slow him down. And then
you will see the other receivers being used more this Saturday against NAU. You could hear it in Noah Fifita's
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
post game afterwards, where he's like, "I take responsibility for not getting the other receivers the ball." He will. You got to keep, you got to keep people happy. He will get the other receivers
Yeah.
the ball, and hopefully that includes Kean Burnett, because he made a great catch in the first
He
quarter, or in the second
Jason,
quarter, and that was it.
as you know, that's the end zone that my seats are in, and I was so impressed with that catch. That is not an easy catch, what he did with the making the catch over a defender as the sideline was coming. He holds on to it. I'm impressed with him too. We always talk about the Servite guys with Fafita and T-Mac, obviously, but offensively, maybe Kean Burnett doesn't get enough attention. I think he's going to settle into an impact role as a tight end and be a big time player for them as the season develops too. That's another guy that can be your check down guy, right? If they're double teaming T-Mac and pressure's coming a little bit, there's always a place for the tight end to get a pass like he did the other night.
Yeah, I don't know all the schemes, but I just think about having Burnett, Luke, and T-Mac all lined up there. That's hard to defend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put the pressure on the defense.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
some real talent there.
I really think this, this team got moved up to 20 this week in the AP. Just came out. They moved up one spot.
I think
I
that's just Florida State dropping out of them.
Well, it's a lot of movement, but it's not like, oh, they were so impressed with Arizona, they moving up one. It's too early for that. But what I was going to say is, we know the defense has some issues that need to be corrected to be a legitimate, contender for one of the 12 playoff spots. But you'd be hard pressed, Jason, to find 11 or 12 other teams that have a better offense than Arizona. I just can't see it in college football. I think that's obviously,
Well, the
I'm no
line's still a
genius.
question now. We don't know. They don't talk about injuries, so we don't know what the deal is with Rhino, and he wasn't the starting left tackle going into the year.
Yes.
So we got some issues on the line here.
Well, you do, but boy, did they manage just fine without. I mean, they managed to move parts around and things didn't miss a beat.
And Fafita said that after the game. He said, "I didn't get touched even when Rhino left the game."
Right.
Tackle,
And now I know it's New Mexico. You can say, hey, New Mexico, the defense isn't great, and they were gassed and they were running all over the place, and I get it. But Savigny is, I mean, he's just an outstanding. Again, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. He's an outstanding lineman that is making himself even more impressive to NFL scout. Jason, there were a ton of NFL scouts there Saturday night, and they got to they're there not just to see T-Mac, they're there to see Savigny, and they're there to see Manu, and down the list. There's a lot of guys that could get drafted off this team, and Big Jonah is he's right up there.
Yeah, I think T-Mac cemented himself as a first-round pick, and you want him to be that, because he really took a chance coming to Arizona. I mean, he came a 1-11 team when he could have gone to Oregon, and then in the offseason he could have gone to Alabama or wherever he wanted to, and he stayed here.
Yeah.
So you want that for him.
Now on one thing we don't talk enough about, and it's just the nature of things. When the quarterback plays really well, but somebody else stars like T-Mac, you're seeing here, you maybe overlook just a little bit of the things that Fafita did. Fafita didn't get touched because he made the right reads really fast. And Fafita did a nice job of rolling a couple of times when he had to. The wide open touchdown you referenced earlier, it was because he was able to roll out and give time for T-Mac to get downfield a little bit. I just thought, we saw him take over this team midway through the season and just make it his team. And now it just looks like he's becoming even better, which you would expect, after a half a season now into his second season as a starter. But I was really impressed with Noah Fafita and his ability, even at his height, to be able to see over the defense and make the right reads almost every time.
Well, the leadership skills have already been there, or have always been there, and same with the work ethic. And as I've mentioned before, even 2 years ago in the spring game, so this would have been the 22 spring game, he was really impressive then. I mean, he was just the decisiveness in which he was zipping the ball.
Yeah.
So, and that's when he first got here. So he's shown that the whole way. So yeah, no, terrific job by him, and they're lucky to have him. And on to Northern Arizona here, and I don't know how much you're going to learn here. It's a little bit of a confidence builder. I think you'll see them, spread the ball out to some wide receivers some more, and I think the defense will play a little bit better. But the real test will come week 3, Kansas State.
There's no question. And I said teams make the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. It'll be hard to tell because, unless the defense gives up 39 points again, I would be surprised about that. But we may not really see a huge improvement in any one unit because this is, should be kind of more like a workman-like effort and performance to get the win that you would expect over NAU, and Brent Brennan's not going to run up the score or anything like that. But this is not the NAU game of 3-4 years ago where Arizona was trying to rebuild and really didn't know who their quarterback was, and things just didn't go well.
Speaking of not running up the score, they didn't know that T-Mac was only about 12 yards away, I think, from the Big 12 record.
I think
the
you're
Arizona
right.
Stadium record is probably Marquise Lee with 354 in 2012 for USC, unless somebody's had more than that. But he wasn't that close to the Arizona Stadium record. I think the NCAA record's around 400.
Yeah.
But he was about 12 away from the Big 12 record.
But he was that was how they always.
And speaking of being tired, he was a little tired at the end of the game too.
Well, you can't blame him for that. T-Mac becomes the first player in FBS history to have a game of 10 plus receptions, 300 plus receiving yards, and 30 plus yards per reception, and 4 receiving TDs. So it's one of those where you marry them all together, and it really, when you add all those up, you say that's one of the greatest wide receiver performances in a single game, and it really was. And that'll be one of those moments, Jason. Will you be back and you'll say, "Oh, that was a good game by so and so," but it was nothing compared to, remember T-Mac in 2024 when he went off for 300 plus yards and 4 TDs and on and on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's T-Mac leaving the field. He did speak today to the media. He doesn't love speaking to the media. You can tell. I thought previously maybe it was because he was injured in the spring and they didn't want to reveal what it was or whatever. But then he didn't talk after the game, and I'm told he doesn't really love talking to the media. Yeah. He did it today, but it was interesting when his session was over. He kind of jumped out of his chair a little.
Yeah, he couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not for everybody.
Right.
But I didn't see him after the game of ESPN. I'm sure he did fine.
He did. I watched. I like I always do. I always rewatch the game. At least I zipped through it, and I watched the interview. He did fine, and he said all the right things, and as he did today.
Great at Big 12 Media Day, so I don't know what the issue was.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's a little. Our Huddle poll question. I totally forgot for a quick second. Thoughts on Arizona's 61-39 win over New Mexico? A, T-Mac is the best NCAA receiver. B, concerned about the defense. Or C, Pat, waiting until the Big 12 games.
As always.
To me, it's process of elimination. It's not A, because I think he and Travis Hunter are right there. That's going to be a hell of a storyline when Colorado comes. I don't wait for Big 12 games. So I'm going with B, concerned about the defense. I know that's not what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying is B.
There are almost always your poll questions. There's a little bit of each one of them that you'd like to see. Yeah, you can't really judge this team until they go up against Kansas State, which, as we've been talking about in week 3, ironically, doesn't even count as a Big 12 conference game, but it is a Big 12 opponent, and it's one of the top 25 teams in Kansas State. We'll know a lot more when we see them in a week and a half. I am concerned a little bit about the defense, but I'd like to think that Johnny Nance or Dwayne Aquina, boy, that was a throwback to last year. Dwayne Aquina will, be able to look at the guys, grade them, figure out the right combinations, and be better this week and then better the week after that. So yeah, I went with A. He's the best receiver in the NCAA. So yeah,
you really think he's better than Travis Hunter?
I do. I really do. I think because he's going to be more consistent. He is probably, in my mind, going to get open more. You watch in the end when Hunter goes up against guys that are athletes like him, I don't think he gets open like T-Mac gets open, because T-Mac has that ability to, as you said, to be open even when he's not open. And we'll see. Travis Hunter goes up against guys that aren't as good, and yeah, he does well. Well, let's see. That's the argument we can have when we see them, and then when the season's over.
Yeah, Travis Hunter also plays defensive back. I thought for a second they might need T-Mac at defensive back in the first half with Killebrew, the player from Louisville and Texas A&M before that, who's an interesting player, aggressive player, but definitely with a lot of talent.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Well, the early poll on that is fairly even. I don't recall a poll that even split down.
I agree. Maybe you figured something out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would have gone to A, but that's where we have so far. So yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All
Well,
right.
we didn't talk about it, but I think special teams are doing well for Arizona too, right? I mean, you've got a kicker that is so consistently good now, and his range and loop it's unbelievable what he can do. Jason, you line up for a 54-yarder, and a lot of college teams would be like, you're only going to kick that if it's a game-winning situation. Not Arizona. They don't, in the middle of a game that's tight game, they're gonna let him kick from just about anywhere. I think that's a huge advantage for Arizona too. And talked about as a guy that could make an NFL lineup.
Well, wait till you hear this. After a couple of his kicks, somebody who covers New Mexico in the press box said out loud, "Our kicker kicks for the Dolphins, and he doesn't kick like that."
Yeah.
And so I went and looked it up, and sure enough, the Miami Dolphins kicker went to New Mexico. And so that's who he was referring to. And then I watched the Tyler Loop kick from 54 that looked like it was going to be good from 70 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then there was the other, didn't he kicked another field goal, right? Where they got back, there was a delay of game and they backed him up 5 yards, and he's like, that's no problem. And he kicked it again. And that thing almost went over the net. It was so high. Yeah.
And that was his maybe his source of improvement a few years ago, because it was Haversack who kicked the long kicks.
Right. Right.
And Luke did the short ones. And then actually Arizona has a 5-star kicker as a freshman right now.
In the wings. Yeah.
No, he's a freshman right now.
That's what I mean. He's waiting in the wings.
Yeah. He's going to be the kicker next year. So they got a 5-star guy waiting right now. So they're good in the kicking department.
I guess so. So maybe that's one of the legacies of Arizona football is going to be a long line of kickers from now.
Well, of course, it was the Zendejas.
Yep.
The whole
yep.
There's a whole history of that. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, let's before we say goodbye, let's take one last look at the poll results in case they've changed a little bit in the last minute. A little bit more for T-Mac. Yeah, to be expected.
Yeah,
be expected. All right, this has been the Huddle, KK9's weekly streaming sports talk show. For Pat Parris, I'm Jason Barr, and we'll see you next week to talk about Arizona against NAU and look ahead to Kansas State. Until then, take care.